Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Fun Day edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We are at our usual spot. That would be 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park. And, boy, look who's back, Tony Segreto.
Yeah, baby.
Like the swallows from San Capistrano or whatever, however you call it. Tony made his way. He's a snowbird, I guess you could call him. He's up in Vermont in the summer.
Yep.
And then we've got Jeff Defoot Forest from the Homestead. And
Ice cold Budweiser, my friend. Ice cold.
oh, good. Nice.
As if it came out of the taps at the Texas Roadhouse.
Nice.
Tony's always touting.
Meanwhile, I just
Good to be with you, though. Did you get? I hope my text didn't go through to you, Mike Mayo.
He put
Don't
money
want to
on
look
it.
at Panici.
He put money on it.
Let's start with the positive things first before I start.
No, is that 3 still running? Where is that 3? Is he behind the scoreboard? I didn't see him finish.
Here are your racing forms.
Oh, thank
you're
you.
not here to claim them. So Tony Segreto and his
I know
lovely wife
Segreto's going to glom them. Believe me.
get them.
I got
Yeah.
it.
Number 2, right before the show, they dropped the plates of food in front of us. We got the sliders. I love their sliders here. They look so big and beautiful. And I took a bite right before we hit the air. And you know it's a good burger when the juices come just
Matt?
running out.
Oh, no.
All
You
over
got
my
Segreto?
phone. No, I didn't get
You got
Segreto.
Segreto.
But, you know,
Segreto's royalty, man. You can't mess with Segreto.
no.
Please.
I always aim this way when I'm eating now. But
And, I'm davening over Segreto. I love this guy.
sliders are one of those things that usually tend to come out overcooked, but this is beautiful pink, juicy, medium rare. And
That's the way to do it.
I'm loving life right now. What I'm not loving, however, is
Uh-oh. Well, don't tell me you bet this horse.
He
the
did.
tips
Well, because last
from
week,
one Jeff Defoe
last week
DeForest.
we missed
I'm going to
out.
start with the
Believe
horse
me, I could pass the blame along, but I did give it to you. I felt obligated. I figured Luca has only been wrong the last 107 times, so
Not
why would
only-
this be any different?
Exactly.
Not
What do you got,
only
50 to
did
win on
I-
this horse?
So I get the text, the bat signal from Defo from the Homestead saying, tip dog, number 1, the first race, number 3. I
Yes.
looked up at the board. They're loading into the gate.
9 to
The
1.
ran- horse
Oh
is-
yeah, Devo. I wish I took video.
So-
I've never seen him move so fast.
He
It
ran
was
to
like-
the window? Oh,
Chinese
no.
buffet.
Usually,
He ran.
I didn't have any money in my wagering account, so I had to actually go with a fistful of dollars to the
That's
windows
classic.
here. And, I'm feeling
What would you end up plunging for?
ordinarily for 11 to 1 shot, I would just do 5 to win in place. Today, I did 10 to win in place.
All
I
right.
sold out
So
a
it
whole-
cost you 20.
cost me $20, but
You're still up like over half a million on the house.
When do you learn you can't take a tip from Defo?
It's not
because the
Devo, it's
last
the
2
guy he's
actually
getting it
came
from.
in, and there's another one coming up.
There's one
Man,
coming up.
Open
This
G.
isn't my tip. I mean, these are universal tips. But Majestic Eagle, second race at Laurel Park.
Is that
Sheldon
coming up?
G, huge fan of the show. Sheldon G special. And the horse won last time for fun. Literally
Oh,
under
yeah.
wraps. It was the
Hey, was it
easiest
in the
of wins.
second race? Believe it or not, it's over.
And
the
who
second
won?
race has already been won.
Yeah.
A run, and he was the number 6 horse, and I see a 3-10-1-9. I see the 6 not even hitting the board. So
Oh,
I'm
good.
glad-
Well, and it's a good thing. Maybe he didn't run. Did he scratch?
I'm glad that one passed me by. I have no idea if he scratched.
You want me to pick any other horses for you today?
No, and I don't want you to pick any Chinese takeaway places for me either.
Yeah, I didn't pick that place. You're the one that was insisting. I remember, taking a verbal berating here on the show, Tony. You can relate to this. And Mayo was a particularly sour guy back then. Had all kinds of problems.
Here, wait.
And I said, like, hey, you see a lot of people like this May's Kitchen, but I don't think it's all that great. It's like weird because when you go in there, it's like they bought the window from a check cashing store that went out of business. And they're thinking if they need this much security, it must not be that great.
That's scary.
So anyway, Mayo trashes me and says, "Oh, there you go, downgrading some mom and pop business, and now we're about to hear what he really thinks about the place.
So first of all,
Mr. Chinese food.
let's put a capper on this Luca tip dog in the
Now
first-
throw that ticket in the trash. Blame
Tore it
Luca.
up in a million pieces. And Jim Sarney, let the record reflect that I am now celebrating the New York Liberty's WNBA title with my own ticker tape parade here.
There you go. And it's about time you acknowledge how great those gals played.
Exactly.
That would be something
don't
Tony
get
would have said on the show about a year ago.
Don't get me started,
Oh yeah,
Defo.
Tony.
And
we're
now,
starting.
before we get into the World Series, which we will talk about, I do want to tell the Mays Kitchen story. Yesterday, we did a wonderful show at
Yeah, it was
Rico's Pizza, right there, Federal Highway, north of Atlantic. Really nice couple,
Yeah, they were
Jordan
great.
and Steph, and they took great care of us. What do you think of that pizza? You like
I
that?
must interject right here, Mike Mayo, that I really loved it, the one with the honey drizzle.
Yes.
The clam pie, I could take or leave, not because it wasn't great example of it, but it's not really my bag. The salad pie, I didn't really understand. That one,
Okay.
I will leave to Jim Sardi. But I reheated a piece this morning of the honey drizzle with the pepperoni. That was as delicious a pizza. A different extrapolation. Like people are always expecting, hey, it's not New York pizza, but wow, what a great job they did. A taste sensation.
I'm
I
glad
thought
With a
it was
salad
great.
pizza.
Yeah, they do these, like, you could get regular salads in a bowl, but they're kind of shtick there that Rico's, that's become
Started
a
in the Northeast,
franchise,
started in
something
the
they're known
Northeast.
for is salad pizzas, where they have 8 different varieties.
Over like
and they
a bread
basically
shaped
put it
in a
on
pizza.
Yeah, the
a
top.
pizza dough that's just brushed lightly with sauce, and then they top it with a salad, and they slice it into the 8 slices. It's a little unwieldy. Things
Yeah.
have
It's a little
fallen.
counterintuitive, right? Is that the right way to characterize it, Mike Mayo? You're the wordsmith.
I enjoyed the flavor of it. I enjoyed the crispy, like, base of having kind of that thin cracker-like crust. And I brought some home, and Val had a slice last night. She really enjoyed it. She
But
liked
how can you reheat it? You can't reheat it, can you?
Well, no, and they kind of just have it as
Cashy bread upon the water, you get back soggy bread. You
bread
reheat a
cold?
salad.
I guess she just ate it like good college students do with pizza. Just have a cold slice of pizza, but this one happened
Good
to
for
be
her.
Hasn't been refrigerated for 3 days. Yeah.
with a chilled gorgonzola salad.
Hey.
But anyway, I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
Tony.
no, go ahead.
We did the show. We're looking right across the street the whole show at
The maze
May's
is like
Kitchen,
right there.
and Defoe's just saying, "There it is. There's my, holy grail of Chinese
He's never said
takeaway."
it's holy.
I never said that. No, no. You're totally misrepresenting my position on this.
Tuesday and it's 7:30
We
and you're
could replay
hungry.
the tape. You're like, you got to go there. Go just
Yes, he
pick up
wanted
a
you to
pint of
try
rice.
it.
Okay.
He wasn't saying it's.
I
he's
just said
never
people-
said it's
people
great.
like it.
He's never said it's great. He
With
just
friends
said,
like that, who needs
as
enemies?
hole in the
Tony
wall
Segreto.
Chinese goes, it's
Luby's backing me up. He knows the story on this
because
place.
the professor has said the same thing to me about Maze. He's like, look, it's not what is it, Rainbow Palace or whatever,
Yeah.
but
Or even we'd like Christine Lee's
For
here,
what-
Christina Wan's.
for
There are
what-
many other places you could go and get a finer brand of
but
cuisine.
the
Let's
prices
put it
were
that way.
always so cheap
Yeah.
that you lower your standards to where the
You
prices
get what
are.
you pay for. That's
and
what
that's
I've
what
found in
Ken
this world.
said. And
It's
then Mayo
functional
went there.
takeout. I would say that at best.
All right, let me tell the story. I go
All right.
across. Actually, waited a little because we just had lunch, and I had some things I could do between. I just we left Rico's, and then I just was futzing around for like an hour, and then I went into May's Kitchen a little before 4 p.m. yesterday, and it was
How was the crowd?
there was
Yeah.
there was nobody in there. It was in between lunch and dinner, right?
It's May's Kitchen. There's nobody in there ever. Come on.
Nobody in
It
there.
looks like a bail bonds
There's
place. Like, I'm
one
not gonna lie to
guy-
you.
Yes, yeah.
Working the counter, kind of looks like either college age guy.
Anyone who's
you know,
been to a bail bonds
I told you, he was 6 years old when I
there
first
was
started
no
going there.
bars on the windows. It was completely open, which was nice. There were also no tables inside. There's one solitary folding chair in the corner. It looks like something that you would be sent to in a timeout by your parents.
That's all you need if you're enjoying a good Mugu guy pan.
It looked like the one table that they did have inside was now put outside, like in a decrepit state with no chairs around it. But the thing that was jarring, and I saw 2 utterly bizarre things yesterday in my travels. The first utterly bizarre thing was walking into May's Kitchen, and on the counter, Defo, what was there?
A rat.
No,
No, it was not a rat. There was no
Bon
rat.
appetit.
Steve Weinseer or whatever that guy
you know
is.
what it
Exactly
was?
why
It
is it-
was the current edition of Bon Appetit magazine.
Of course.
This was such
Which they were featured in several times in a very favorable light,
I'm
in
sure.
spite of
And
your
it was
ugly review.
the restaurant issue. And the thing is, like, okay, maybe somebody while they were waiting brought it in and just left it. No, it actually was a subscription that
They have a
is
subscription to
addressed
Bon
to
Appetit.
May's Kitchen with the address on Federal Highway. And I'm saying, wow, maybe this really is a hidden gem where they're like fooling everybody, but they have some amazing cuisine.
Yeah.
So I ordered my standard baseline to judge a takeaway Chinese, which is wonton soup,
Yeah, it's fine.
house fried rice, hold the
Yeah.
carrots for Val,
That's fine.
and
Did they hold them? Did they hold them? Because
And
they
I
don't
did-
follow instructions.
They did. They followed the
Jesus, she
instructions,
could've
but they
died.
didn't follow all the instructions. I got a steamed dumplings, which is also Val prefers steamed to the fries.
Which I
Yeah.
already
And-
think that's
and I asked
pushing it.
for a house mustard thrown in also. And then I
Just let me paint a picture here for Tony, because I get a text from Mayo about this, and in spite of the brevity of the text, you could tell he hated the place. I mean, he threw a couple of snarky words in there, and you were just like, "Oh my god!" Did you give it a star? Is that what happened?
he
in
said
the end?
1 star. He said 1 star.
You gave it a star.
here's the
He's
shocking
never given
thing.
1 star. We hate places, and he's never given
One star.
Here's the shocking part. Printed on their menu is something that says 3 stars, Sun Sentinel. And then when I looked on the walls,
It was you.
it was a little mini review of that the paper used to do. But from 2007, a reviewer named Judith Stocks, who reviewed all kinds of places. She wasn't the primary. It was just back when newspapers actually had like multiple critics. One would do the fancy big review on Friday, and another would do kind of more
Smaller
casual
around town.
places.
Yeah.
Judith Stocks did a 3-star review of May's Kitchen and noted how the fried rice was pretty good.
Is it okay? Was it out of 5 stars or was it out of 3 stars?
No, out of 4 stars.
I have
3
found it
stars
to
is
be okay. I mean, is it going to win an award? I don't think so. But
No, but
like when I'm on my way back from tennis and I'm thinking, okay, I can finally eat something after schwitzing out 6 pounds.
I
I
don't want
stop
to
in there and the stuff's okay.
Look,
Yeah.
Chinese takeaway, there's a certain baseline. Like, if
Is
it's
it great?
dependable,
No.
and is it quick?
Yeah.
The thing was, it wasn't quick. Like, there was no other orders in that had been phoned in. I'm the only thing. It's pretty simple, right? And it took 20 minutes for my order to be assembled in a staple
See,
bag.
no, I found them to be pretty prompt. Like if I call in
That's
an order,
and there was
even if I
one,
get there like way ahead of the time they said, like 15 minutes,
one guy
and I'm
came
only
in,
5 minutes away, it's usually ready.
Yeah.
One guy
Your stuff's
came
basic
in
stuff.
on a bicycle. Don't want to say he was a drug dealer, but he reeked.
No, that was the delivery guy. That
like
was
the, he wasn't the delivery guy. He came in and ordered also a special fried rice.
that was Uber Eats.
And like the Amendment 3 commercials is saying, "Oh my God, the smell." Well, this guy
This
was
guy
the
reeked.
one man commercial.
Hey, look, the neighborhood isn't great, but we're right across from Rico's, which was, I mean,
Nice.
what they did there, the remodel job they did, converting that from a 7-Eleven into what it is.
Impressive. Yep.
I mean, you would have never known there was a Slurpee machine in there. It was great. Great.
I don't
job on this
begrudge anybody their local Chinese takeaway if it's dependable, cheap, and quick.
one.
That's
It
fine.
wasn't my go-to place, though. I used to love the Peking Duck
like
House. It
Peking
was
Duck.
vastly
But then it
superior, but
closed.
since they've changed hands, I'm
It's a
not
different
sure.
place.
I mean, I was a little bit turned off, as you say. I don't, I saw a guy knocking you for your theory that you should give a place time to review, and that they had a bad review of a place, and I'm in agreement with that guy. He should be ready to go right
Ready
away.
to go from day one.
Mark Falsetto
right.
talked about that
Yeah.
too. Anthony's talking about that.
And when we went there to the revived Peking Duck House, let's face it, not being served for an hour was a little bit of a turnoff. And then you guys weren't raving about the stuff that you got. But I haven't been back there, but that was my preferred place. And May's Kitchen was strictly, going down to AAA at that
Yeah.
point.
And, all right. So let me just do the quick critique of all the items. The wonton soup was. You know what? I don't need to bury
Don't
them.
slam them.
All right, that's fine.
It's
It was,
fine.
yeah.
Look, the professor,
Let's
what
just
Ken
say
said.
It wasn't all to
was-
my liking, and I was really disappointed in the fried rice. It had no flavor at all.
Yeah,
Chinese food is very subjective.
Yes.
Well, and can
Very
hit or miss
subjective.
nowadays,
But I am
too.
an objective assessor of food of
I
all
mean-
kinds. This is how I made a living for a while.
objective
and
can actually
objectively,
be taken.
This rice had no flavor. I had to jazz it up.
Well, I always put soy sauce.
They
I
didn't
a
put
ton
the
of soy
house
sauce.
mustard in. I
Oh,
wasn't-
that's bad when they blow that off.
Give a
but
way
at least
to
I was
that.
back at the house, and there was a house mustard that was procured from
Yeah.
Christina Wan's that was sitting in the fridge. So I was
Yeah,
able to
Christina
jazz
Wan's
it up
great.
with the house.
Did you
a little
also
bit of
stop at the Dragon Tea House? I thought you were going to do a little
no,
comparison.
that's going to be next time. I'm going to go
Okay.
around and
Gonna
hit
do it,
all.
man.
I think you'll like the Dragon Tea House
Chinese
much more than
on the
May's
east
Kitchen.
side. We
I do.
hit Lotus the other night, which is a place that Adam Sandler has been spotted in, also on Federal Highway, this time in Fort Lauderdale. And let me tell you, not too good either. So,
Oh yeah.
With the Chinese around town, like, and Ken, what the professor said was he used to go before COVID, and they had good prices, and he liked the wonton soup, and he liked he said the food was, but like the appetizer stuff, right? Like the egg rolls and the wonton soup.
Chinese food, I can't tell you. It's,
do you have any locals that you like near you and Davey?
No.
No.
Oh, really?
Wow.
No, Segreto.
I
Craig
have
Minervini
local-
weighing in, a celebrity weigh-in here on the chat line. You guys probably can't see
Is
it
there a
because
place
it's tough
in
to see
Davie?
there.
Who's on the celebrity
He
channel?
likes Hong Kong City barbecue and Tamarack.
That's
Must go to,
Yeah.
and he agrees with you, Mike Mayo, that this is one of the few places you can find authentic Chinese food.
authentic.
Well,
Is
when
there
who's on the
That's
chat?
Mini Man.
Craig Minervini.
Minervini. Okay, and I was
Celebrities watch this show, Mike.
when
We
I
love
was
Mini Man.
on with Paul Castronovo on his morning show earlier this week, he was also lamenting the state of Chinese food, and I rattled off 5 places that I like,
Where?
and he won't travel, and that's his problem.
Yeah, he won't go to Miami.
I said King Palace on Northeast 163rd in Miami is excellent. Then you've got Mainland China Bistro up in the Coral Springs on University Drive, has excellent Szechuan food and great Peking duck, and they have some, not so much for the Chinese American dishes. Hong Kong City Barbecue. Silver Pond is now Kirin, but it's supposed to be really good. It's run from the same folks as Bayoshi Food
Oh,
Hall.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then number 5 is near me and near the Hard Rock. Hong's Barbecue on Sterling Road has some excellent
Hong's Barbecue.
hanging ducks and the hanging sides of the pigs where you get the crispy skin.
It's Hong's,
pig.
you said,
My
right?
wife
Isn't it
loves
Hong's?
Chinese
There's
food.
Hong Kong City Barbecue that's up in
Yeah, that's
I
what
think,
Minnie's talking
Tamarack,
about.
and
That's
then
what
there's
Minnie's
Hong's Barbecue in Davie on Sterling Road. Those are excellent places. Like
Harvey Fialkoff, a little upset with you, Mayo.
Oh, Harvey's involved now.
Not recognizing that he was also a celebrity viewer of the show.
I didn't.
You were dining with him just the other day. I don't know if you
Yeah,
survived that. You said, did you get the hazmat suit? Did they issue you a hazmat
I don't
suit?
want to say anything.
Is there a
Okay.
lot of
It was
sodium?
a great day for a great cause.
We love it.
Was that at Runway 84 too?
Sodium
On top of that?
It was at Runway 84, and we're going to
okay.
be back.
Well, you can't go wrong there.
That was for Becca's Closet. I don't know if you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that story.
Becca's Closet was
Horrible
very.
Yeah.
story about a young
A
high school
very,
student who
very-
was killed like in an auto crash, and she had done a mitzvah before she
She passed.
passed. One of her projects and pet projects was collecting used prom dresses and then donating them to
Yep.
poor youth
Yeah.
that couldn't afford prom
Yep.
dresses. And to
I did a story on her.
oh well,
Yeah,
so you know her
Mayo
dad
did,
Jay,
Tony
right?
Yes, very well.
And to his eternal credit, he kept his daughter's memory alive by basically expanding Becca's Closet, and now it's a worldwide thing where they're doing these great things for these, high school
Girls.
students that are going to proms that either can't afford the prom dresses or even now they're doing scholarships for college, all kinds of things. They had a fundraiser there this past Tuesday. Now, Jay, here's the link with me. Jay's dad was the original founder of Southport Raw Bar.
Oh,
So
really?
when I
Oh,
went
really?
out, yeah.
Wow.
And Milton Kirkman grew up in Brooklyn, Canarsie, and Jay also grew up in Canarsie. He came down here, and his dad passed 5 years ago. But for Southport's 50th anniversary, which is a couple of weeks ago, Jay was out there celebrating along with Buddy. And by the way, I can report Buddy Sherman, his spinal fusion surgery went well. I texted
Nice.
with him this morning. He's on the mend, and that's good. But anyway, Jay Kurtman, I ran into him, and he says, "Oh, you wrote my dad's obituary. I talked to you then.
Oh, Mazel
I
tov.
loved it.
Wow.
Thank you so much. And please come out to the Becca's Closet fundraiser on
cool.
Tuesday." So I did. I actually bid on some silent auction items, and I won because I
Where was it?
now.
Where was
Get
it?
out
now?
of here, man.
It was at
Runway.
Runway 84.
Oh, that runway. Oh, yeah. we
Did you get the trip to Napa for like $150 because nobody else knew it was there?
Yeah, right.
I put in actually
No?
for a night a package at the Hard Rock, but I didn't get that one. I did get $500 worth of tickets to the South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
Nice.
There
And
you
I
go.
only got it for $150, so that was
Jeez.
a good deal.
Good
So-
for you.
I think you got it at the right price.
and-
Harvey said the chicken
Yeah.
franchise was fantastic.
and the food was great there. And speaking of,
Well, it's runway. We're going to be there
Yeah.
later. Runway's
we're going to
ridiculous.
do a doubleheader today. We're going to have a whole all-star cast. That's going to be at about 3:45, including Anthony Bruno, the Pope.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Nice.
It's going to be a nice time. But meanwhile, we're here, and we're having a nice time. But I think we should take our first break. And I don't know. Do you have to cut out yet,
No,
Defo?
I'm good, man. I love hanging with Tony Segreto. And, of
Okay.
course, you guys are second to none when it comes to people I want to socialize
We
with.
got to do a contest. We got to also talk up. We're going to have our Sunday brunch bash this Sunday here at Gulfstream.
The World
but people-
Series.
Joe Beja. We're going to talk World
People
Series.
can still come if they want, right?
Yes, I'm giving people a
'Cause I
5
wanted to.
p.m.
We haven't promoted
deadline.
it all this week. We've been really
5
busy.
p.m. deadline. If you want to come out this Sunday, we have what's called the Lunchbox Brunch Bash right here at 10 Palms. And we have some contest winners coming out, about 4 previous contest winners with their guests. We have
I'll be
Lubie, Tony Segreto might be coming. I'm going to be here. And then we're going to have some, it's open to
The
regular
public, but
viewers
it's a
and
better
paying
rate. You get a
guests.
better rate.
But we get it for a 20% discount, only $44 for the all-day buffet, and we're going to be having a good time. I'll give a little speech, give some tips, hopefully better than the Luca tips. And
That was a good tip. Just unfortunately, did it beat any horses?
Did he beat any horses?
I'm not sure if you beat a single horse.
Tenth field as
It's
well.
bad when they asked, did he beat
Anyway,
any
if you want
horses?
to come out this Sunday, we're going to
Just
be
beat somebody.
gathering from 12 noon till 4 p.m. about, and I think we might even actually go down for a winner's circle presentation and get a whole group
Oh,
picture.
this time? You talking
Yeah,
about
I'm
this
going
time?
Wow.
I thought we were
to
gonna do a
arrange
special-
that with Dave
Well, that would be
Joseph.
freaking cool.
That'd be something fun. And if you want to come out and join us, just email me with the number of people in your party. You don't have to pay until you get here on Sunday. Again, $44 per person plus tax and tip. Email me by 5 p.m. today at mikemayoeats@gmail.com. Same email address as the contest, which we'll get to later. mikemayoeats@gmail.com. Come out and join us at 10 Palms at Gulfstream this Sunday. It's going to be a fun time. There'll be food. There'll be friendship, there'll be frivolity, and there'll be degeneracy. So, what?
Tony, you're in the Davy. So Harvey throws in a Chinese restaurant. We will take a break and we'll come back. And Joe, I know, will be joining us shortly. Harvey brings up in the Davy area where you reside, Lucky Star. Have you ever been to Lucky Star?
What is it? No.
It's a Chinese restaurant.
No.
I guess he found a hair one time, so that's never the dream. But I don't know. Whatever. I don't know.
It's better than a
It is what it
a
is. That
cigarette
happens.
butt.
Star.
which
Lucky
happened to
Star.
me
He
one
says
time.
they're good, and Harvey,
Okay.
for however he eats, knows his food. So
Okay.
give Lucky Star a try.
Okay. I'll
Very
do-
disappointed in the pan job of May's Kitchen by Mike Mayo.
Okay.
Very
Well, Ken was like,
disappointed,
Mayo's weird about like how he judges things. I'm like, no, he does eat like mom and pop stuff. Like he'll
I can
eat whole
describe
raw
it with
stuff.
simple phrases. Soup.
Maybe they were having an off day. Did you talk to a manager? Did you do any of the usual
I
protocol that you recommend, or you just start screaming right away? This stuff sucks.
Chinese food by
Unbelievable.
how much salt is in it.
Yeah.
If it's too salty,
what he
if it's,
said.
if it's
The soup
sodium,
was too salty, and the rice had no salt, which is a weird thing. You expect some consistency. Meanwhile, I
maybe
found a
just-
new place that's not Chinese, but it's Asian Thai that I freaking love. It's right down the block from me, and it's in the old Andes Live Fire. It's called BKK Thai Bistro, and they have sushi there, but their Thai food. I got the other night after I got knocked out of a poker tournament, I picked up this crab fried rice. Oh my God, it was delicious. Aromatics, different herbs, fresh herbs, lump crab meat on top. Yes,
Really?
it was $26,
okay, good,
which
man.
is more than the $8 that you get from at May's Kitchen.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you
But-
got fries for $8. What are you expecting? Again,
Yeah.
the chicken Big Mac was more than that.
There you go with your bizarre
course,
comparisons
it's
again.
take your break.
Yeah, no, it is bizarre. I'm a bizarre person. I'm going to stuff the rest of this slider down my mouth. Let's take our first break, and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after this. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Freshest Fish Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. All right, we're back, everybody. 10 Palms, Gulfstream Park, Hallandale Beach, Florida. The weather has broken. It's a beautiful day. Did you take your walk of life today, Defo?
Oh, my God. Absolutely glamorous. I felt like Tony Segreto in the hills of Vermont, just watching the leaves change colors, and couldn't have been any nicer. Absolutely fantastic out. I hope it stays this way.
The weather's been amazing.
Yeah, because I'm going to head for the beach right after the show.
Usually, and this is where people, and John Morales, boy, has he been getting publicity for his...
My God.
His warnings about how these storms and global warming. And
he didn't care.
He wrote an op-ed for the New York Times that I just read the other day. It was really good. It was profound. But one of the markers is I moved here in 1989, 35 years ago, Tony. And I remember back when I first came here, there would be a week of cool, non-humid weather in September, and then the humidity would return for maybe another week or 10 days. And then by like October 12th to 15th, boom, it would be like you wake up one morning, you go out to get the paper, and it was like, oh, wow, it's crisp and cool.
You get a nice.
And now it basically doesn't happen until, what's today's date? The 25th,
And
right?
25th.
So
Probably November.
Yeah, well, and it's October 25th, so we have our first snap of cool, dry air.
Yeah, it's nice.
And it's probably going to get humid again, and then it'll be in November. But these are the things that we've learned to adjust.
Enjoy it while it's there.
And I got out of the flood zone just in time. So
Last week or so, though, very diverse bag of weather.
Yep.
All very pleasant in their, their each different days of, own way. And today, I couldn't have been any more of a capper. I mean, it really was fantastic.
It's like this all weekend.
That's what they say.
Before we talk about the World Series.
Tony knows this, though. If you could book the weatherman's action, you would be a rich man today. And he used to hang out with Bullet Bob Weaver there, Weaver the weatherman, who was a degenerate dog player. And
yes, he was.
You would always see him at the Biscayne Kennel Club, dining with Tony and Ken Malden in the dining room, no doubt on the Biscayne Kennel Club.
He always bet on Kived, a famous dog.
Yeah.
How's Joey doing, by the way? I know it was his birthday.
Joey's
Joey Cornblit.
Doing better.
Good. Okay. And
He's maintaining.
He's
good. Maintaining.
That's what we like. Legendary highlight player.
He's up in Melbourne, I think it is.
Okay. Oh. And I hope he tunes in and watches us because I've always enjoyed when he was out here with us.
He's special.
Last year. Special. All right. Before we talk about the World Series, and we're getting there, Tony.
No,
I think it's time to talk to do a contest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And you talk about nice weather. I'm taking another chance because every week I've been like rolling the dice and picking a turf race as a contest race. And every week there's been a downpour on Friday night, Saturday that ends up knocking the turf race onto the Tapeta all-weather track. Then I got 15 scratches, and everybody ends up winning.
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
a little napkin on
Schmutz,
your
yeah.
schmutz on your face,
Yep.
but nobody can see that.
How do I look? That's all that matters.
You look great. You look
Okay.
marvelous.
fantastic.
Tony looks marvelous. He's
Tony's good, man.
slider. He had his.
Did you notice though? Tony only hangs out with like stone degenerates. Weaver.
Yeah, it is
I
interesting.
mean, Joey, who was part of an unbelievable, betting cult.
Weaver
there with
was
the
a
Highline.
degenerate.
Yeah.
You live vicariously through
No.
degenerates, or are
Sonny
you-
Hirsch, one of his other good friends,
I'm a
Sonny
hip
Hirsch. Yeah.
degenerate.
Tony's a degenerate.
Have you ever done the pink cocaine, Tony?
No, not drug related. He would come on to our show when we first used to have Tony on doing the old school segment in the mornings. And it was like before COVID, when college football and the swing and this and that. And he would come on and it would like, because Ken, the professor, would always throw out like random MAC games. And Tony, one time, I remember it was like Washington State wasn't even like, they hadn't been good for years. And he was like talking about Washington State and like Toledo. And we're like, what the hell? Like, how degenerate is Tony Segreto? And he's talking.
You would have never known, man.
That's it.
'Cause he was exuding class his whole career, and then it turns out he was just like he made Pete Rose look like a lightweight when it came to degeneracy.
Meanwhile,
Unbelievable.
speaking of the pink cocaine, we were talking about it yesterday, and then my friend that I met for dinner at Seville last night. By the way, Joey, thank you. This new clams appetizer, clams Navarra. Have you ever seen that or heard that?
No, but it sounds like the C stands for comp.
No,
You described it, man.
paid, but my buddy showed up and he was raving about like how good the pink cocaine sounded, even though he no longer does drugs, because that's my friend Mark who had the kidney transplant.
Oh, yeah.
But back when he lived in Costa Rica about 20 years ago,
The
he
Sheik's something.
he
That guy's
dabbled
something.
the chic. Yes, he
That
lived
guy
the
is
lifestyle of a chic. But he was explaining that the pink cocaine has not just cocaine, but ketamine and ecstasy.
Yeah, so
And
why
I
would you
said,
want
that
that?
sounds dangerous.
Really dangerous.
How would you want that?
I don't know why anybody would put that kind of garbage in their bodies, but you know what? You know what? Let's leave that alone.
So
It's
anyways,
time for a
let's get the
contest.
How'd you get on a drug rap there?
he's
know.
really enamored by this pink cocaine.
Should I tell you about the Scud missile I saw mounted to a guy's truck yesterday?
I saw that picture.
Around.
Yeah,
That was-
very appropriate. I thought.
That was fun.
What was
Yeah.
that?
I
What is
don't
going
know.
on with
I
people?
don't know. Just
The
leave it.
fact that he had banners for a certain presidential candidate.
Just hope that Lubie's right, man. You were screaming at Lubie yesterday before the
No,
show.
we were not talking.
Screaming.
We were not screaming.
We agree.
All right,
we just want to
let's-
say but
Contest
we're-
time. It is
Yeah.
time for this week's Lunchbox Gulfstream 10 Palms.
Tony, he was
Brunch.
screaming. I can tell you, he was screaming.
Email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia questions. I do have a point about the whole election, but we won't get there yet. Email the answer to this week's trivia questions about the restaurant, along with your horse selection for this week's contest race, which is going to be 11th race on tomorrow's card. That's numbers 1 through 11. 1 through 12. 12 horse field in the 11th and final race. And then we're going to have the Dolphins game as the tiebreaker. Dolphins Cardinals here at Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday. It's going to be on Fox. And again, you email those 3 elements to mikemayoeats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. Not a minute later, Tony. Otherwise, it goes right into the trash bin. All right. And again, the contest race, the 11th race, is the $95,000 Our Dear Peggy Stakes for 2-year-old fillies, scheduled for a mile on the turf course, numbers 1 through 12. Post time scheduled for 6:06 p.m. And blah, blah, blah. If there's multiple entrants, tiebreaker on Monday's show, which is going to be a home show. All right, here we go. For this week's restaurant, we celebrate Italian American Heritage Month. This is for you, Tony Segreto.
Okay.
And with, you guessed it, an Italian American restaurant.
Okay.
Here are the clues. Might be one of the most obvious ones ever. All right.
Airport? Is the word airport get involved?
This iconic Fort Lauderdale restaurant has been around for more than 40 years and recently underwent a dramatic renovation that turned it from a mock airplane / airport motif to a stylish Copacabana-like supper club,
Let me see.
complete with crushed red
Wow.
velvet banquettes and crooners singing every night.
Let me see if I can guess this.
You got me fooled there,
We
man.
might have already
Jeez.
said the name during the show. Clue
Yeah.
number 2.
Yep.
How about this one? The restaurant used to feature meatballs and martini nights on Thursdays and complimentary mussels served before dinner. But now every night is a party, and there's still a complimentary bread basket with crushed garlic olive oil that's pretty darn good.
That's really good. That's
And
really, really good.
finally, number 3. If you don't know it by now, just turn off the thing. I don't even want to be watching because you should know this. I mean,
Yes,
not to alienate any of our audience, but come on.
Come on. If you don't know it,
If you don't know it, tune in here again.
Did you mention Anthony Bruno
You'll see us
by
there.
any chance? You want to throw a couple of names in there?
Yeah, well, here we go.
Is that part of clue number 3?
No, I didn't mention any names. Anthony
All right.
Bruno might be part of the restaurant name at some point, but signature dishes include sausage with peppers, grilled swordfish, which Tony loves.
love it.
Their lasagna, which is as big as my head, and of course the rigatoni with cauliflower, which we had on Tuesday.
That's awesome.
And
that's
was great.
awesome. You know, my wife makes that now.
Does she? It's a
Oh
great
my God,
dish. It's like so. It's like it's with the
it's the
olive.
best.
It's beautiful, and it's almost. It's like healthy.
Lisa is challenging the legitimacy of this contest.
Okay, and why? What did I do now?
I mean, it's like what kind of gimme is this, Mike Mayo?
Well, okay, so
the restaurant's
signature
always
dish,
a gimme.
you know, the lasagna, the rigatoni with cauliflower, and you just may find us eating some of these later today during the nightcap of our
The
twin
restaurant's
bill.
always a gimme.
during-
Quoting Lisa here, are you kidding me? In caps. This is a
Sometimes
disgrace.
gotta be
I love the place, man. You could have just done a commercial for him.
When if it's a 12-horse race on the turf, and I think it's actually going to stay on the turf this week because it looks like it's beautiful.
And who knows what the Dolphins are going to do besides Tony Segreto? Nobody.
I think
Right?
I think they're going to pull this one out. Believe it or not, this week. I think.
Okay, I'm jumping on the other side. Arizona.
Okay. I'm going to say Dolphins by 3. That's my pick. And
Well, you're going to lose to the spread.
What do you think, Tony? Do you have any predictions?
No, I don't have any. I have stopped predicting the Dolphins.
No.
They're just.
I think they
they're-
won by 6, but I have no idea. I don't know what Tua's going to be. so I
This
really
is something I've been hammering all week. What do you think of Tua's decision not to wear the condom cap or the
Have
guardian
you seen
cap?
that? The other cap?
You know, the
Other helmet.
special protection that's ribbed for their protection. He's refusing to wear one because it will impede. He says it's too heavy and it'll make his, head feel a little different or something.
better than getting hit in the head and
Sort of, that's what we felt,
and
yeah.
missing
I don't know. I
more
think
time.
the thing is, if you don't get used to, it's like, remember, hockey goalies didn't used to wear masks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Hockey players didn't wear helmets.
Right.
helmet
And
on
then,
forever.
some of them will complain, oh, it feels different. But then eventually, after you get
Yeah,
hit in the face with a puck a
Okay,
couple of
exactly.
times, it's
He-
like,
Did you ever see the picture of Terry Sawchuk?
yes.
Google Terry Sawchuk, who played without a mask
Yeah,
before the goalies had
Wear the
masks.
helmet during practice and get used to it.
He's wearing
That's
it
what
wasn't in
he
practice.
says that he's wearing it during practice. So why
Practice
not?
different than
What,
the game. I don't know.
you know what? I've
So we'll
gone
see.
off
I don't
enough
know.
about
I'm up
this.
in the
Let's
air
talk
again.
World Series. Yankees,
Yankees.
Dodgers.
There you
It's
go.
the World Series,
Yes.
Chief. Name that movie. World Series, Chief.
No idea.
Jack Nicholson, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Oh,
Nest.
Oh yeah, oh great.
Wow, I love that movie.
That's
a
an
great
old
movie.
reference. That was right up everybody's alley here. We got the
I love
old time
World
movie
Series.
reference. World Series, not as big a deal as it used to be, but Fox couldn't dream of a better
Oh
matchup.
my God!
And you are a lifelong Yankees fan, right?
Yankees fan. It's the resurrection of Mantle and on and on and on. This is
playing?
huh?
Oh, you're saying bringing back the memories.
Yeah,
They might need him.
This is Otani and Judge.
For a while, Judge was looking like Mickey Mantle in his
Yes.
current form.
Yes,
But no, I mean, look, it's just
It's-
loaded with
it's-
all the superstars,
it's
the two
drama.
big cities, two coasts.
Yeah, two coasts, and it's. I can't wait. I
Uh,
can't wait to see the game. Six
And you think Yankees in 6?
Yankees in 6.
Defo prediction?
I loved the Yankees as a kid. I rooted for them until 1962 when the Mets came along, and then we switched our allegiance because we love to embrace losers. The Yankees then went on a long streak there where they weren't really that big of a factor. But
Horace Clark, remember him? Bobby
Yes,
Mercer.
Clark era, yeah, was always
Those
great.
years were pretty lean.
Lean years.
Loved the Dodgers when I was out in Los Angeles. Really enjoyed all of my interaction with the
Covered
team.
them, yeah.
Tommy Lasorda became the manager right around the time I started writing for a newspaper out there. And then, of course, we were talking about Fernando Mania the other day. I'm watching this one. I naturally have the rooting interest. My friend Dylan Rossi with the ticket, 90,000 if the Dodgers win the series. We did talk to him yesterday on another show, and he said that
$100 bet, right? A parlay.
$100 bet. Well, he told me, he kind of bet it like you would in a pick six, except you had to do it on separate tickets. So he has about $600 total invested with a chance to win a total, if he gets it all, of $570,000.
Jesus. What's the cash out value right now? What could he turn it into?
He could go down to the Hard Rock now and get something under 40. but he has the means to go ahead. The Yankees, you're getting a price. So if he put about 40,000 on the Yankees, he's guaranteeing himself a $50,000 payoff. Either way,
Is he hedging? Is he going to do that or no?
I think he is. I believe he is going to do
That's
that.
a smart thing.
And
right?
then his other ticket extends out to the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. Certainly not out of the question the way they're playing. So if he gets the Dodgers home, he'll have a ticket that's pending for $500,000 that he made on a
That's
$50
off
bet.
of $50. But again, total investment of $600. I'm sorry. Call me whatever.
I'm taking 40,000 right
the
now.
40 grand and running to Gulfstream.
Well, you can actually beef it up a little bit by hedging over taking the buyout. The buyout is less than if you just hedged off half.
Okay.
So, very interesting situation. How come I'm never in this situation? I'm the guy that's sleeping in his car outside of the Rio in the parking lot.
Luca Panici. That's right.
By the way, I have a couple of other Luca horses if you want them.
I don't want them.
No?
Sheldon's horse.
You want to go Asia, or what do you want to do?
Vote on that one. The one time it comes in, I was asleep. And today, I'm glad I didn't.
Did the horse run, Sheldon's horse? He looked great last time out.
Is he on the chat line? Have we seen Sheldon?
I haven't seen. Well, I mean, if his horse was that bad, he might not be anywhere right now.
Showing his face.
Could be in a trash bin outside of some cheesy hotel.
We have our first contest entry in already. Barbara Klein, thank you.
What race is it? I'm sorry, Don Jaffe asked what race.
What race is what?
For the contest, what race?
I mentioned it. It's the last race of the day.
I'm asking again, just to reiterate.
Yes, it's the last race of the day, which I believe is the 11th race on the card, numbers 1 through 12. 12-horse field, the $95,000 our dear Peggy Stakes for 2-year-old fillies, a mile on the turf course. So again, 1 through 12. Just give me a number from 1 through 12 along with the other stuff. All right, and let's take our second break.
Let's go.
And, what are you dining on? You mentioned the sliders. You really haven't talked about anything else.
Well, I mean, going light today because we're going to be doing a bang bang.
I understand that, but that's never held you back before in 10 pounds.
I had one slider. I was hungry. I didn't have breakfast.
Slider.
And Segreto didn't get his usual salad there, not the Greek salad?
He got his mozzarella, the caprese salad with grilled chicken and some garlic bread on the side.
Loves the bread.
Seafood month continues, and in that vein, we've got the daily fish special.
Now, did you have a bite of that? Because you haven't.
Okay. And also, I got the Greek salad with some blackened shrimp. So I've got some seafood items. I think I'm over 60 different seafood items so far on seafood.
You're developing gills. That's
and again, that's after living in my old house. That way, you need gills to survive.
You needed fins. You need at least flippers, right?
But
never mind. Take your shoes off. Here, put these on. They give you a pair of flippers when you're in the Mayo's house.
Which is like a tomato-based spicy sauce. It was kind of like that Pulpa Santa Fe sauce, but it was a little bit different.
Oh man!
But those clams are good, and we were just dunking that. And then for a main course last night, I had the Branzino. Nice. What's it? Branzino Francese.
Francese is good.
With crab meat on top. So I had three different seafood last night. I had clams, Branzino, and crab meat. Cafe Seville. Joey. Joey's excited like a little schoolgirl. Him and Sally are both going to the Breeders' Cup next week. Outing with a bunch of people. And you know what next weekend is also? It's the first time he's missing it in 27 years of owning Cafe Seville, the boat show. Boat show is crazy.
Well, he'll be happy to bail out on that.
Well, but he's got a crew that is seasoned and will be able to man the fort while he's enjoying himself. But
restaurants, it's picking up in a lot of restaurants too.
Oh no, he's happy, and that place is always happening. And you know, it's a great restaurant, Seville, because I always see other restaurateurs in there. And last night it was Steve DiPuzzo, friend of the show. We've done things with him in the past at his Sistrunk Marketplace food hall. He opened up a new food hall in Hollywood, and he also now refurbished used to be known as the River House on the new river. Now it's called the House on the River.
Really
I was in there for Sunday brunch with Val a couple of weeks ago. The location's really cool. And it was good to bump into Steve. We might be doing some shows with him again soon. Nice. And it's always a party at Seville, and everybody was watching Pittsburgh just beat up on your alma mater there.
That was beyond an embarrassment, man.
Insane.
We've always, Lubie and I have been talking about that, where Syracuse didn't know that the forward pass was legal until years after Zonka left. They had an old stodgy coach, Ben Schwartzwalder, but now they got this quarterback from Ohio State who was supposed to be dynamite. He's averaging like
Yeah,
300
he threw
yards.
done
three
great.
pick sixes.
3 pick sixes.
It looks like he's ready to be
For the
drafted.
first quarter.
They look like
So
an
I'm
awful-
sitting there. I mean,
He just goes
talk
to
about
the
embarrassment. My
quarterback.
God, that was
All right,
ugly.
let's take this second break. Before we do, visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival coming up. VOFoodWine.com is the website. You could check out the whole list of events, intimate dinners, the big mass events, including the grand tasting on that Saturday, January 18th. There's a new brunch event on Sunday. Go online, VOFoodWine.com. Get your tickets now. I'm going to be involved judging a couple of things, including that barbecue event on Friday night, which is going to be moving outside,
I love
new
that.
venue, live fire smoking of all the different various meats. It's going to be a
That thing's
great
a blast.
time. VLFoodWine.com. All right.
I'm a little worried. Joe Beja, did he
More.
bet the Panichi
10
horse?
pounds of Gulfstream Park on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox
We're going to find where it is.
after this.
All right.
Is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox at 10 Palms at Gulfstream. And look who's here, Joe Beja, looking very tanned and happy. He was
got a
in
beard?
Napa last week.
Yes,
I called it an R&D mission, but it was really, I guess, just a family vacation kind of thing.
It was, yeah. It was a nice little get together with my cousins and their friends, and my cousin Rob. I like to say my well-to-do cousin Rob.
I love Napa and Sonoma.
Yeah,
I love San
both
Francisco. I love
Yeah.
it. I got to get back out there.
It's one of my favorite places in the U.S., especially when you get to Napa and Sonoma.
If you like food and wine,
yeah, you
it's
don't
no
feel
better.
like you don't feel like you're in the U.S. It's like peaceful. Like
Yeah.
it's just chill, and they're having wine. There's no stress.
It feels very European.
It
no
is like the hills of
intensity.
Tuscany.
And the
It was
wine
very-
has
it
got to
really-
be primo.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's all good.
Yeah, we stayed in Santa Rosa at this like really nice house, big house,
Yeah.
like a 5-bedroom house.
I
and
know Santa Rosa.
Did you bring any wine back?
I had it shipped back. They won't ship till Florida until mid-November due to the weather, and I'm having it shipped here to Gulfstream Park. So maybe we can time it with a Friday lunch, and we can open one up.
I'm not gonna say no to you
So-
about that.
So
yeah.
what you missed while you were gone was another fantastic taste at the track. This
Great.
time, Oktoberfest. I did not wear my lederhosen.
He did not.
No.
There was actually one upset person
A
who
couple did.
watches the show who went up to Val and said, I thought he was going to wear lederhosen, and that guy was wearing
He
lederhosen.
was wearing lederhosen.
I left him hanging.
I tried to put the staff in them, but one of my colleagues was like, "We can't make him do
We
that."
can't do that.
We can't make
The
it do
hats.
that.
You can give them a hat. We gave them all
HR
hats.
was like,
The Sam
We gave them all
Adams.
hats. Well, you know, the martinis, paninis, linguinis usually originally had bikinis, but I knew that was
Spencer, you and Alvin.
You don't want to see me or Tony Segreto in a bikini these days. So,
Yeah.
all right. So that is in the rearview mirror. Again,
Yes.
Chef Jason did a great job.
Yeah.
Those pork shank wings were my
Fantastic. The
personal
food was
favorite.
fantastic.
That was
Pork shank
creative.
wings.
I know you sent me
Yeah.
a picture. They look
They were
fantastic.
great.
They were
The
great,
knockwurst
and
was
they
great. Everything was
tasted
really
great. Uh,
Spetzel
job
cabbage.
well done, and good. Had some good beer. Friends at Three Sons Brewing were pouring some nice.
Yeah.
Also, one
Man, the
was
beer
a
was
German
fantastic.
style lager, and it was great. So again, job well done. And as you mentioned, now besides the Lunchbox Brunch Bash,
This
which
Sunday.
it's the ranks are swelling. I put out the call again, final last call, and now we looks like we're going to have up to maybe 20 paying guests, 16
Yeah.
in a total crowd of about 30, 32, which is always good. 4 contest winners and guests are going to be out here, and Lubie, me, and I hope Tony will make
Tony
it
will
too.
bet.
Yeah.
And
Tony and his wife.
that's this
Wow.
Sunday, and we appreciate the discount. But then next month, right before Thanksgiving, what do we got coming
I'm
up?
so
on the
stoked.
deck?
Oh, we have martinis, paninis, and linguini. So I always wanted to do a martini event. So we're doing a martini. So we'll have some vodkas and gins and even sake, like a saketini and things like
Oh,
that.
nice.
Nice.
So, and then the food will be Italian. So we'll have some paninis, linguini, some other ideas. It's so funny. I walk around the property and I get suggestions from everybody. Like I had a laugh. I was in a marketing meeting yesterday and they're like, hey, you know that big table that chef does in the middle for all these events? Have him make it a cutlet station.
The Parmesan promenade. Yeah.
Saute, fry the cutlet
chicken.
right there, and then we could do Parmesan and piccata and Milanese. And I'm like, I like that idea. I don't know how functional.
Cost
it is.
What
basis,
is it
I
about?
don't know,
What
but-
is it about Italian food that everybody weighs in on?
Yeah, of
Because we all
course.
love it. It's
Of
all.
course.
it's
Well,
become our
everybody always
comfort
weighs
food.
in on food. Like I always joke around with everyone. Said, like, being a director of food and beverage is the most difficult job because everybody eats.
Yeah,
Like you
right.
can't, you
It
can't
has a strong
you
take.
can't really criticize the finance department. Going,
Yeah.
your math is off. I'm a better mathematician. No, but everybody cooks at home. Everyone goes to other places to eat. So there's always it has an
Yep,
opinion.
yep, yep.
You guys loved Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
I
it
had
was
like
great.
3 emails that complained about the food.
Really?
Oh, the
Like they
food?
like too much sausage or too much this.
I mean,
Well,
but
it was a
what it
little.
was, what, like-
it went
or-
versed crazy
But
because
what
that's
else
what
are you doing
German
with
food
German
is.
food? Like,
or you ran out of Three Sons beer at 2:30.
Well, they brought
I-
a certain amount, and then
Yeah.
they kind of
I,
boogied out.
there was
of it.
tons of
I ordered a certain
beer
amount,
and
but what I
tons of
heard too from I
cocktails.
just heard yesterday from someone else, like a few people like went up to them or whatever and
Got full cans.
got full cans.
They're
I
giving you
saw it,
cans.
yeah.
Yeah, they're giving you
I'm like,
cans.
it's
I
not
know.
meant to be
They're
full
supposed
cans.
to
It's like
be
I bought
samples.
16-ounce cans. It's a 4-ounce pour. You get
Right.
4
Yeah.
per can, and that's the way it was supposed to go. And unfortunately, it didn't. So I
Yeah.
had one guy upset that goes, "Oh, it wasn't even proper beer." I said, "What do you mean it wasn't proper beer? It's Three Sons.
Don't
It's
let them
Three
get
Sons
to you,
beer."
Joe. It's don't.
You know they're gonna
you know.
complain.
It's the silent majority.
Yeah.
Everybody that I was
Yeah.
around enjoyed themselves. Really
It was
enjoyed
great.
the apple
We had a
strudel
blast.
was great.
I heard the apple strudel.
Apple strudel was
really
fantastic.
The
good.
apple strudel.
So,
I heard
don't
it
know.
from
I
you.
prefer, you
Yeah.
know
Good.
me. I prefer to accentuate the positive.
Yeah, yeah, that's you.
Except
Same
when
here.
you go to May's Kitchen and there is no positive
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
the bon
Yeah.
appetit on the counter, which still shocked me. So again, the panini, like, why am I can't-
Martinis, paninis, and
and
linguini.
linguini.
I'll get it right.
So there'll be a
Martinis.
pasta
November
station.
23rd.
November 23rd. You can buy your tickets on www.gulfstreampark.com. Click on the link. We still have VIP tickets available for $85. We have general admission available for $60. And again, it'll be from 12
And
to
it-
4.
It's a no-brainer because,
Yeah.
like you said, Italian food is America's,
No, it's
I think,
become
most
our comfort
popular
food. Yeah, it's
food.
become
Yeah.
our comfort
Every
food.
other restaurant that's opening up is an Italian restaurant,
100%.
and so I'm sure it'll be a
It'll be
very well-received event.
It's going to be a fun event. I haven't gotten all the costume decor, but I did buy the uniforms for the pastry department. It's
Which
the,
is what?
The Godfather T-shirt that says "Leave the gun, take the cannoli." So all the pastry team
Black?
that'll
Black.
yeah in black.
Black.
In black. I think I got gold lettering instead of silver, but that's okay.
You could
It
also
works
get
out.
make up a Goodfellas shirt and say "Stir the sauce."
Yeah, yeah. No,
Stir
absolutely.
the sauce.
I love all those classic
No,
sayings.
those
are
I
great.
actually have a little Godfather quote coffee table book. So
And
I'm about
also
to
in
get a few.
Goodfellas,
Really?
the classic scene about chopping the garlic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with
the
in,
garlic.
in the prison,
Thin,
with that
yeah.
razor
Razor
blade.
blade,
Razor
yeah.
thin.
It liquefies in the pan.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that's
it's classic.
good stuff. All right, Joe. Well, once again, as always, you've done
Hey.
it again.
And those tickets are on sale now.
Yeah, tickets are on
Yes,
sale
we're
now.
on sale now.
And those who came out last week were able to scan the discount code.
Correct.
You get an extra 10%
And we're
off.
going to be out here Sunday.
Was that?
We're going to be out here
Yeah,
Sunday.
We'll be out here this Sunday. So hopefully by next week I'll have a menu that we can talk about
Yeah, that'd be
next
great.
Friday, and then post it on the website so you can see what the menu will be.
Now, for this week, again, we thank you for the discount for our regular viewers, non-contest winners. But Chef Jason last week said he was going to have a couple of extra special touches on the some of the stations for
nice.
our group. I don't know.
Don
what he's
Jaffe was
got.
asking for stone crabs, and I said I
I
can't
don't think
promise that there will be stone
are gonna
crabs.
be
No,
there.
Not on the buffet.
But you guys offer it.
But we do offer it.
We had it
we
last
have
week.
it
We had a
For a
couple last week. It was
supplement.
great.
It's
Yes.
like, in the Miami
supplement.
Spice. You go to a restaurant, you ask for the spice menu,
Yeah.
and then you get the supplement.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it. It's going to be a fun time. I think we're going to try to get down to the winner's circle for a race, too. We'll see if
That'll be
Joseph
great.
can arrange for that. Do a group photo. All kinds of good stuff going on. Any particular highlight? I saw that you did drive around San Francisco one day.
No.
Obviously, Napa is its own world. It's
Correct.
beautiful, high-end wine and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But in your touring San Francisco, what were some of the places? You got a frozen hot chocolate at Ghirardelli or just
The
ice?
Sunday. So
Sunday.
I was staying over on that end by Fisherman's Wharf, and I wanted to hit all the
Wharf's
touristy
so
spots
great.
in one area.
I
So
love the wharf.
I ended up going to Tony Neapolitan's for the pizza.
Okay, that's
So
in North Beach area.
That's in North Beach
Did
area.
you do the bread bowl? Did you
So
do the
I did the bread
crab
bowl for dinner.
sandwich?
Did
Wait,
not
with
do
the
cra-
chowder or is what's
It's
I-
a
the
chowder
I did
bread bowl.
crab and corn
Crab
chowder.
and corn.
Yeah,
Crab
Crab and corn
Yeah, it's
chowder.
great.
And so that's
Great.
that's at the Boudin Bakery. So they have
Yep.
24-hour
Right.
sourdough
Yep.
that they bake through
In a
certain
sourdough
hours.
bread bowl. Yep.
I did the touristy things like Lombard Street, the Full House, our
Yep.
house.
You
Full
did,
House.
isn't it? It's
Yeah.
cool though. Like,
It's
look,
cute.
it's cool.
But my favorite thing that I ended up at Ghirardelli is great. I mean, the Sunday's like
I
the size
did
of a
not do
grapefruit,
Ghirardelli.
and it's nice. The view of the window of the bay is beautiful. But my favorites was Buena Vista.
Yep.
Buena Vista, which is the first place in the United States in 1952 that they served Irish coffee.
Interesting.
So I got a great video. I actually walked in. There was one bar stool at the bar. I sat
Okay.
down and I was right in front of the guy. And I took this video and everyone laughs. Goes, sends me text. Goes, does he like his job? Because he never smiled once. But it was just great watching him fill up all the Irish
Right.
coffee glasses with hot water. Then they dumped the hot water and then they just went fresh brewed coffee. You see, come around the
Right.
back, just got brewed. They go all the way across. They had the sugar cube. Then they go all the way across with the coffee. And then they go all the way across with the Irish whiskey.
Okay.
And then they put the upside down spoon. They put the cream on top.
Fresh
Fresh cream on top. I mean, it was delicious.
Wow.
$14, but it was
Nice.
delicious.
It's an experience.
So when the
See,
guy,
I've never done that. I've been to
I've
San
never heard
Francisco
of
a
it.
million times. Now,
the Buena
I'm
Vista was
surprised
great. They have food too.
the Italian in you, because again, in that North Beach area, there's a coffee shop. No, it's called Cafe Trieste. And I remember when my friends, I first
There you
visited
go.
them after college. They moved there right after we graduated, and they took me there. And it was like also one of the oldest coffee shops, and they have an incredible cappuccino.
I have to
So,
think about that. The
Cafe-
night before, I did Original Joe's since
Nice.
1936,
mhm.
old school Italian joint. That
Yep.
was
Wow.
really, really good.
What'd you
but,
get? What'd you get?
So much good
I got
stuff.
the marsala. I got the veal marsala. But the desserts were great. They had nice butterscotch budino and then the
Wow.
Beverly donuts. It
Nice.
was really, really
And what do
good.
you think overall of the concept of putting soup in a loaf of bread, of sourdough bread?
Yes.
Does it hold up structurally? How are you supposed to? I mean, you got to eat all the
Probably
soup.
you're not gonna eat all the bread.
I
That's
think you
the only
lose
issue.
soup because it gets absorbed
Yes,
into the bread. So
100%.
you have to like bread with
You have
your
to love
soup
the bread. Yep.
because you're going to lose
You
some
got
of
to
the
dunk
soup.
some of it,
You gotta-
tear
you
it
gotta
up.
dunk constantly
So
dunk it.
Then you
that-
can
that
have
has to
leaks
be-
and spillage.
That
It
has to be
turn into
for you. It's a
It's a-
touristy
it's a
concept.
slippery-
Yeah, it is.
it takes
And I'm
some-
not a lover of bread where I'm going to eat the whole loaf when I'm
Yep.
done with the soup.
Yeah.
either. It's too much carbohydrates for me.
Lubie.
But,
Well,
you
I
had
mean-
an experience there.
No,
with
in
that.
Sausalito, we also love Sausalito. Sausalito's really
Beautiful.
cool.
I didn't have time to take
I know,
the
Sausalito's super
ferry
pretty.
over there. I got to tell you one quick thing about the next bartender that came up at the Buena Vista after the other one went on break or whatever.
I'm depressed.
So he and I were talking about it because he made a row of them too, and another guy filmed him, and at the end he went like this, big smile in front of the camera as he did. But I told him I was talking to him about it. I said, "Bro, you really ham that one up." Because well, you have to. They're probably going to put it on Instagram and so forth. I said, "Listen, I'm a food and beverage guy. I operate a racetrack." I said, "I got to ask you by the numbers. How many of these do you guys make a day?" And he goes, "Off season during the week, 1,800."
That's off season.
Yeah, 18
Oh,
He
months.
goes on a Saturday, 2,200 to 2,500 on a
Wow,
Saturday.
really?
He goes, we do $8 million in Irish coffee
Alone.
sales alone.
Alone.
And they have a
Wow.
full menu, burgers
right.
and salads and everything.
That's the thing.
But
That's
8 million
their
in that alone.
Bread
And then the
butter.
other fun thing that they mentioned too, they're the number one seller of Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey. That's their preferred Irish whiskey in their Irish coffee is Tullamore Dew.
Nice.
And they go, we order enough pallets, cases, pallets, etc., that we go through about 17 tractor trailers a year.
Holy
Oh
crap!
my.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
For just a
Oh
one
my
whiskey.
God.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe,
That's a coffee place.
To me, I found that I was like fascinated. My jaw was on
well,
the
you know
counter.
something about volume and cranking out. We're
Yeah,
getting ready
yeah,
for the
Pegasus.
Pegasus is in January. The
Yeah,
championship
the
meet
meets.
starting on Thanksgiving, and you're going to be offering a Thanksgiving Day
Yes, we're doing
buffet.
a full-blown Thanksgiving feast buffet for only $55.
So that's an option out there for all you folks who don't
Yep.
want to cook.
Well, it's the same kind of deal where you guys don't like watch the clock or any, like people can be
Same
here for
thing. The only thing
hours.
is it's a short day of racing. Racing's going to start at 11 o'clock.
Oh, early.
And
Okay.
it's early, and then the last race will be at 3 o'clock. We're only gonna
Okay,
do,
so it's like an afternoon.
So,
like, you can still
but
do your
again,
night
it's an
Thanksgiving if
early,
you want.
early supper,
That's pretty cool.
early
Yes.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, so last seating will be about 1:30.
Okay, good to know.
Just in
And they
case.
could
So
also book it online.
book it online on Open Table.
There you
So
go.
first reservation starts at 11. I think the first race is actually 11:30,
Good to know.
11:30.
All
and we
right.
stop at 3 o'clock.
Well, there you have it. All right, Joe, always a pleasure. We got to take one more break, and then we got to get out of here. It's a twin bill today. Who do you like in the World Series? What's your prediction?
Yankees.
I'm going Dodgers in
I think
7.
Dodgers in 7.
Yankees.
I think to say Dodgers in 7. I'm a Yankees fan. I've got my Yankee sock on. Look, I
Oh,
got my
wow.
pinstripes. You see my
Yeah.
Oh,
pinstripes?
geez.
I
Okay.
need a picture.
Pinstripe socks. But I mean, diehard Yankees. And I'd love to say Yankees. To me, it hinges on two people for the Yankees.
Well, Judge needs to wake up.
Judge needs to wake up because if they pitch around Soto, Judge is after him.
And the relief pitcher.
And
right?
Garrett
The
Cole.
closer.
No, the starting
Which-
pitching.
like which
Garrett Cole needs to be Garrett Cole.
Which
Oh.
Garrett Cole is going to be? Is it going to be the one that left in the 4th inning against the Indians,
Yeah,
or the one
or
that
the
held-
last outing.
or the one that went 8 innings against the Royals? If
Okay.
Garrett Cole wins his 2 games, I say Yankees.
There you
Like
go.
if he pitches
just don't
gems
know
and
right
wins his
now.
2 games, it's Yankees.
There is
But
high interest in the World Series
Oh,
this
no,
year,
this is-
as,
oh, 808.
as it
Prominent
used to be.
franchises.
As it
We'll
used to
see
be.
what the ratings that
You know,
Fox gets,
I remember as a kid cutting the shape of a transistor radio
Yeah.
out of one of my old books.
yeah, and then you used to do a mock
Oh,
play-by-play.
fake.
No.
Oh.
I closed the
Yeah.
and I put it on my desk.
Oh, to put to hide
you
the radio.
Yeah,
you
I listened to
actually
the game.
cut out an
In
imprint so
school.
you could put
In school.
the-
Wow,
In
that was
class.
This was
creative.
back
In
when the
class.
games
In
were played
class.
during the
Yeah.
daytime in the middle of the week, and
Yeah.
everybody was at school or work.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
if you had, I came up
Yeah.
when you had the little dangling earpiece
Yes.
that was connected to the transistor radio, so nobody could hear you. But
Yeah.
those were the days.
Yes.
and
Oh,
that's when
yes.
everybody
Yes.
paid attention to World Series, and that's when I still hated the Yankees and the Brooklyn abandoning Dodgers when they went to LA. I grew up in the late 60s, early 70s, and I became a
just
Mets
left,
fan in Brooklyn because, Walter O'Malley, his name is still cursed throughout
Yeah,
the borough
yeah,
of Brooklyn for
Yeah.
abandoning
Yeah.
us and leaving us with the Mets.
Yes.
All right, well, enjoy the game. Let's take our final break. Joe, thank you as
Thank
usual.
you.
We'll see you on Sunday.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
See you on
we'll
Sunday.
come back to wrap
Yeah.
up this edition of the Lunchbox after these words.
Sounds good.
From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Hey, we're back here. What a fun time we're having. And the fun's going to continue. We're wrapping up today's Gulfstream Park edition, but the twin bill doubleheader continues in a couple of hours. We're going to be at Anthony's Runway 84. I don't want to say that might also be the answer to a certain contest this week. I'm making it really easy on everybody, but we're going to have fun later because we're going to see Anthony Bruno again. Legendary restaurant.
He busts on you?
Oh yeah, I've got very thick skin. You know, when you're a newspaper columnist
Yes,
for
you
30
have to be.
years,
And you're from
doing
Brooklyn,
sports
too.
and politics, I love the give back. I love the needle. I love getting it. I like giving it back.
Yep.
And Anthony Bruno knows how to dish it out. That's for sure.
Have fun.
That's going to be good. And I think Paul Casanova might be joining us, and Ralph Pagano, also another chef. A lot of Italians there, Tony. Sure, you
I'm
can't
staying
make
away
it.
from
Okay. It's all good. Hey, I do have to give a quick rundown and thank our sponsors, our premier sponsors, Tropical Acres. You want to go in there this weekend? Why not? Go in there for happy hour tonight between 4:30 and 6:30. You get those half-price drinks and some of those great bar bites. Then go into the dining room. Get Twin Lobster Special is still ongoing, $39 for those New England lobsters flown in fresh every day.
When's it ending? Because I want to take my parents there.
That's a great deal.
Like
you can't,
mid-November?
Mid-November sometime. Usually figure around November
So you've got
15th to
like
the
3
17th.
weeks?
you can't beat that deal.
Can't beat that deal. $39 salad side dish. Tropical Acres, we love them, and also another option for Thanksgiving Day because they will be open and serving.
What's
on
not to
Thanksgiving.
love?
And if you want to go a little bit later, because Gulfstream is going to be on the early side, if you want to do a bang bang Thanksgiving dinner, come out here, play the races, and then go out to Tropical Acres. You want to give them a call for your Thanksgiving reservation at 954-989-2500. Some other sponsors, we got to be giving major props to Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. We were there last week. Stone crab season is on, Tony, and they feeded us and treated us last week. We missed you for that one.
It was great.
But you guys can go out there and get your own stone crabs, all sizes available, so fresh, so good, along with all the other fish, seafood, meats, sausages that you love. That's
just a great place.
Well
and
run,
their dips,
efficient, open 7 days.
You're not wrong.
Fish
the
dip.
dips and soups are under.
That's in Hollywood, right
underappreciated.
near the Hard Rock. Can't beat that. Batch, our friends at Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap. Lots of love on the Let's Eat group all the time. Great place to go for a weekend brunch with bottomless mimosas and all those great biscuits. Can't beat them.
Biscuits are great.
They also have the cinnamon pecan rolls for the weekend. And finally, last but not least, we have the Casa D'Angelo, Angelo Ilia. Talk about class individual, first class all
He's
the
Italian,
way.
but he's a mensch all the way.
And he has, if it's an occasion or just a date night, go to Casa D'Angelo, 3 locations, Aventura, Boca Raton, and the flagship in Fort Lauderdale, right there on the bend of Sunrise and Federal Highway, 1201 North Federal Highway. Can't do better in terms of the hospitality, the wine list.
The wine list
and
is
the
awesome.
Food, of course.
What do you mean? The Fort Lauderdale location has 18,000
Yes.
bottles of wine.
And I would love to drink all of them.
At least a couple of them.
All right, that's going to do it for this week. We had not going to
It's
do
not
it for
doing
this
it for
week.
this week. It's doing it for this edition.
Going to do it for this edition.
Join us around 4. I'm shooting for 4.
3:45. We're trying to get
4.
We'll see. All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.